Finding King Solomon's Mines, an Arin Cade adventure. High in his desert camp, surrounded by the whispers of the wind, Arin Cade studied the prize of his last expedition, an ancient scroll, its parchment brittle with age. The golden markings shimmered under the lamplight, symbols he believed led to King Solomon's legendary mines. A place of unimaginable riches, yes, but also a rumored repository of wisdom far greater than gold. Brushing a fine layer of dust from the intricate symbols, Arin whispered into the quiet of the night, "Solomon, ruler of nations, keeper of mysteries. What were you trying to hide?" His fingers traced the faded script until they found a single word written in Old Hebrew, a clue that would ignite his quest. Ophir. The name Ophir became Arin's compass, guiding him across the vast landscapes of Africa, deep into the heart of the Great Rift Valley. He traded stories for directions, listening to village elders who spoke of a mystical place, a place where the ground itself shimmered like sunlight on water, even in the dead of night. They warned him that it wasn't guarded by fearsome beasts or armies, but by Solomon's wisdom, itself riddles woven into the very fabric of the land. A spark lit in Arin's eyes, and a grin spread across his face. He felt the familiar thrill of adventure course through him. That sounds like my kind of place. The challenge wasn't just to find the mines, but to prove worthy of them. After days of relentless hiking, the terrain opened up to a vast, silent canyon. The air was still, heavy with anticipation. Arin entered, his boots crunching on the gravel, and the sound returned to him not once, not twice, but 3 times. The Valley of Echoes. He tested it again, clapping his hands, and again the sound multiplied. A natural marvel, but was there more to it? He took a breath, and leaning into the profound silence, he whispered the one word that had brought him here, Ophir. The canyon walls answered, but this time the echo returned only once. It was followed by a second, impossible word he had not spoken. Enter. Arin's eyes widened in disbelief. The canyon is talking back. He turned, his gaze fixed on the direction from which the mysterious echo had come, and walked deeper into the unknown. He soon found himself standing before 2 massive stone guardians, lions carved into the canyon walls with an astonishing level of detail, each wearing a royal crown. Between them, a narrow passage glowed with a faint, inviting golden light. At the base of the statues, an inscription was carved into the rock. Only the pure of heart and clear of mind may pass into Solomon's realm. The path was blocked by a grid of shifting stone tiles, a simple yet clever puzzle. Arin recognized the challenge instantly. His mind raced, connecting the symbols to his research. With focused movements, he rearranged the tiles, aligning them to form Solomon's symbol, a perfect 6-petaled rosette. With a low, soft rumble that seemed to emanate from the earth itself, the passage before him slid open. Stepping through the opening, Arin found himself in the canyon's heart, a hidden chamber that stole his breath away. The cave was filled with enormous, naturally formed crystals that caught and bent the sunlight streaming through openings high in the ceiling. The entire chamber glowed, bathed in a light that looked like liquid gold. There, at the center of this dazzling spectacle, stood a simple stone pedestal. On it rested a small bronze box. Arin approached with a mix of reverence and excitement. He carefully lifted the lid. Inside was a compass, but unlike any he had ever seen. Its needle spun wildly, aimlessly. But when Arin shined his flashlight onto its face, the needle instantly locked into place, pointing steadily deeper into the mountains. A slow smile spread across his face. A light compass? That's brilliant, Solomon. Following the unwavering needle of the light compass, Arin navigated through a series of dark tunnels until he reached another cavern, this one filled with polished stone mirrors that lined the walls, floor, and ceiling. Light beams from unseen sources bounced in every direction, creating a mesmerizing, almost disorienting web of dazzling patterns. On the wall near the entrance, Another riddle was carved. Only the path that returns your own light leads to the king. Arin switched on his flashlight, pointing its beam at the various mirrors. Most reflected the white light back perfectly, but as he swept the beam across the cavern, he noticed one mirror reacted differently. It returned his light not as white, but with a distinct faint bluish hue, his own light filtered and sent back to him. Understanding dawned. He stepped toward it, and as he approached, a hidden door slid open with a whisper of stone on stone. Arin stepped through the doorway and stopped, his adventurous heart momentarily silenced by awe. He stood on the threshold of a breathtaking underground city, carved directly into veins of living rock that pulsed with streaks of pure gold. But the sight before him defied all legends of treasure. There were no piles of gold coins or chests of jewels. Instead, he saw vast libraries, with ancient scrolls preserved on stone shelves that reached toward the vaulted ceiling. He saw strange, beautiful instruments, maps of forgotten trade routes, and intricate carvings that depicted not war, but diplomacy, peace, and innovation. A soft smile touched Arin's lips as the truth settled in. "These aren't mines of gold," he murmured to himself. "They're mines of knowledge." Solomon was richer than any king because he valued wisdom. This was the true treasure, a wealth of ideas that could change the world. At the far end of the grand chamber, past the libraries and galleries of art, stood a throne. It was carved from a single massive block of pure quartz that seemed to gather all the light in the room. And resting upon the seat was the true heart of the mines, a golden plate, its surface engraved with a message in ancient Hebrew. Arin approached, his footsteps the only sound in the hallowed hall. He ran a gentle hand over the cool metal, his fingers tracing the letters. He read the words aloud, his voice filling the space. "Riches fade, wisdom builds. Share the light, and the light will return to you." As the last word left his lips, the entire chamber brightened, the gold veins in the rock and the quartz throne itself flaring with a brilliant, warm light, as if acknowledging his understanding of Solomon's ultimate lesson. As Arin carefully lifted the golden plate, preparing to leave, the cavern began to tremble. It wasn't the violent shaking of a collapse, but a deep, resonant hum of transformation. The path he had taken sealed itself with a grinding finality, and a new one opened before him, a gentle, ascending spiral staircase of stone guiding him upward. A voice, ancient and calm, seemed to whisper from the very stone around him, echoing through the chamber. "Wisdom belongs to those who seek, not those who take." Arin clutched the golden plate, not as a piece of treasure to be hoarded, but as a message to be shared. The mines had tested him, and in understanding their purpose, he had passed. He emerged from the passage back into the sun-drenched valley, blinking against the bright African sky. He held the golden plate close. In his other hand, the light compass he had followed now lay dormant, its purpose fulfilled. Arin looked back at the canyon entrance, which had now sealed itself without a trace, becoming one with the cliff face once more. He smiled, a genuine expression of gratitude. "Thank you, Solomon. Your secrets are safe, and your wisdom will live on." He shouldered his pack, the weight of his discovery feeling lighter than air, and set off toward the horizon, toward his next adventure. Because Arin Cade knows better than anyone that every treasure, once found, simply reveals another trail. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this adventure, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next one.